Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel, and I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Tough Love Atlanta. This is season 2, episode 3. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please don't mind this leaf shadow thing. It's just how it has to be. I apologize for the distraction. Please like this video and also subscribe to my channel, and you can leave your comments below. Let's get into this episode. All right, so we start off with Lisa. Looks like she's doing some stuff on the computer. Drew comes by, and Lisa's upset instantly because last week's episode, we had Drew being caught up with this influencer saying that he got Drew's number. So Drew said, look, that content creator, that influencer, she made it into something that it wasn't. I don't want her. And Lisa was like, that's a classic line from you. So Drew's trying to say, what can I do to prove that I'm really focused on you? You can look at my phone. And Lisa said, let me have your phone for the day. And Drew says, cool, I'll give you my phone. I said, oh, okay, Drew, you stepping up big time. This time you ready to prove something. Unless you got another phone. Just saying. All right, so Jackie, she's made breakfast for Will. Will is in a talkative mood in regards to apologizing to Jackie and all that good stuff. Jackie's not having it. She's not listening. She's giving him the silent treatment. He said, okay, I'll let you talk when you're ready to. So as he's starting to eat, he notices that he has turkey bacon. And he asks her, Jackie, is this turkey bacon? Like, yes, she hadn't been able to get around to ordering any other food. So this is what was left in the fridge. And then he says, I'm just going to have to get something on my way or I'm going to be late. And Jackie said, look, that's no problem. I can make something else for you. And he said, no, I'm good. But she said, no, don't be silly. I can make something else. So then Will ends up throwing down the glass on the table, and some of that shattered glass ended up bouncing back up and cutting Jackie. Jackie screams out in horror, and Will walks off. I said, that trifling dirty ninja. Absolutely not. It is so interesting to see this kind of Jackie being in this situation. Of course, she feels like she owes him because of what he's gotten her out of, but it feels so much like slavery. It feels so much like The Color Purple when Celie was sold off to Albert or Mr. It's just like, what the crap is happening here? And he just walks off. Oops. All right, on to Princess. Princess. She's headed off into the studio to work on whatever track that she's going to present for Cardi B. She's not going to go with the other guy. It's another guy named Frankie. Now, I'm kind of like, oh, Frankie? Who's Frankie? What does Frankie got to do with anything? For some reason, I think I need to stick a pin right there. I don't know if Frankie's going to become vital to Kenny and Princess's storyline later on or what, because Kenny's asking like, oh, so you're going to the studio this late at night? She said, yeah, because he was saying you're choosing me over, or you choosing that over staying home with me. And she said, yes, I've told you before that I'm going to choose my career over you every time. So are you choosing your career, Princess, or are you choosing Frankie with your career? I don't know who Frankie is, but we're going to find out who Frankie is, I think. Later on down the line, so I'm gonna table it. I don't know exactly what's happening, but hey. So as soon as Princess leaves, he texts Jackie, and he immediately asks her, "So why aren't you going to be doing music anymore?" So Jackie sends a voice note saying, "It's too much to text." So then Kenny says, "I'll FaceTime you." Kenny ends up FaceTiming her, and they talk for a few minutes, and Kenny's like, you look so sad, She just said, hey, I get a little lonely sometimes around here. Kenny suggests, well, why don't you take a walk? He's like, I do. maybe ask Lisa to walk with you. And she said, well, since our last discussion that got pretty heated, I haven't talked to her since then. Why not? Because you need somebody right now. So Kenny's volunteered himself. Look, I'll come walk with you. And Jackie was like, huh? He said, none of that, just friends walking. And then he said, send me your address and let's get to it. She does. Now we're on the group therapy. Lord, we're about to have a lot of insane stories. So this woman's talking about this man that's into stuffed animals. I guess this is her girlfriend or whatever. And he said that he needed to get his pleasure too, despite him having a human. I understand toys that people want to use and all that, but it's like, you do have a human, sir. But anyways, this lady said, look, I broke up with him and all I'm dating is high value men. Well, I'm going to say this much, lady. You can get a high value man all you want to, but I'm telling you this much. You better be ready to handle whatever the price you got to pay to be with this high value man. That's a league that many cannot handle, especially if you aren't at least equally in the same high value, and I'm meaning as far as wealth and career-wise. So go with the high value man all you want to, but I think you're going to be in for a shock of your life as to what you've actually bought into. Let's see. So Lisa, she now is sharing that, Drew has given up his cell phone. And the therapist was like, well, after seeing the phone and no action, and so let's say that there's no action, are you willing to take him back at this point? Like, what did she say? She said, are you ready to let him back in? And that was basically something to ponder on, that Lisa's the only one that can really answer it, So we got to see what Lisa's choice is. But she going through a lot of hoops just to see if she really wants Drew back. I'll be like, kind of like, no, I think you need to just let this man go. I mean, y'all, you would think that these people have been together for like 10 years or so. I mean, it's 2 years, I guess 2.5 years or so. I was like, is it really worth it? Especially if he's been cheating throughout the whole relationship. What is there to salvage, ma'am? So this lady comes by and says, I think you have too much trust in this dude. Guys like him will never stop cheating. And Lisa's like, what? You don't know me. You don't know our life, blah, 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 blah. You don't know him. She said, look, just hire me and I can really find out what's really going on with him. And she, I guess, hands some app over to her or some type of paperwork talking about, girl, get your man. Basically, it's a way to see if Drew is going to take the bait and start hollering at other women. Because once a cheater, always a cheater. And a lot of men don't stop cheating. They just get better at hiding it. But I kind of disagree. I think they get a lot more sloppier. And the women become a lot more trusting sometimes. Or whatever goes on with them. I think not so much that they trust them a little bit more. What happens is they kind of just tolerate it. Because a lot of women are more on this, at least I got a piece of a man type of syndrome. I'm like, okay. That's all you got is a piece of him. Make sure you keep your appointments up with the doctor so you can avoid STDs. It's a Princess and Frankie, they're at the studio, and all of a sudden she gets a call from her manager about the Cardi B feature. They're not moving forward because there's a $20,000 deposit in order for this to happen. Princess is surprised because she didn't know anything about this. Is it yet? Do they start talking yet? I don't know. Not yet. Anyways, Kenny goes to Jackie's and Will's home. Kenny starts asking about Will and calling him Carlton, and Jackie's like, he's Will. He said, well, it looks like, I guess Will has checked up all the boxes. I mean, especially if your parents are that invested in him. And as they're talking, they're getting comfortable. Jackie's about to go over the borderline of how far that she could actually, I guess, get out of the neighborhood to be walking. So she didn't even know that that was a limit, at least in the neighborhood. So what's gonna happen when she's got to go see her probation officer? Does the probation officer come see her? I mean, they act like she's a flight risk, and when she can't even go out of her own neighborhood, that's quite very confined. At the same time, Kenny gets this call from Princess. He's not picking up. Da, 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 da. So we move on to Lisa. Lisa's on a date with Quentin, and they go to this place where they're meditating and all that good stuff. She said that she didn't know that any of this existed, and do you take a lot of people here? He's like, no, I only take it for people that I think whom is worth it. And Lisa's like, you think I'm worth it? You think I'm worthy? And he said yes. Then all of a sudden he gets the phone call and he has to go take it in private. At the same time, Lisa texts the girl from Girl Get Your Man because she checks Drew's phone and she said nothing's happening. I think a response, the girl said, well, duh, because he's probably blocked all them people, blah, 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 blah. Whatever all that means, because she was like, ain't nothing going on, we good, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, Quentin comes back and says, hey, I got an emergency I got to take care of. And then now Lisa's like, what's going on? Are you married or something? Is that why you keep leaving in all these sudden interruptions? He says no, but I will explain at a later time. So she lets him go, and he goes and does his thing. So Will comes home. He's got a bouquet of flowers. I think Jackie's sitting in like the family room, and he apologizes and says for what happened the other day and also what happened this morning. She accepts the apology. She said, thank you for apologizing. I said, oh, okay. That's some deep psychological aggressive stuff that he was doing towards you, Jackie. Like, I don't think I would take back his apology, but what choice does she really have? He said that he saw her on the camera at the house and she was looking very good, and she smiled about that. She's not even used to compliments from this dude because he's always having something critical, and now that he's saying something pretty nice, now it's okay. But then he was like, dang, I get home and you're in sweats and ankle socks. You know, the rest of the world gets to see you in nice little dresses. And Jackie was like, can't I be comfortable around my own house? And then Will says, well, technically this is my house. I said, Negro. Then he says, I'm just joking. Right there, you just ruined the mood because you want to be this control freak over this woman that you're messing it up, dude. Totally. And I want Jackie out of this situation because it's already, to me, out of control. So, Kenny and Princess finally meet, and Princess goes off and says, why in the world would you agree to something stupid as to a $20K deposit for Cardi? Kenny says, I'm going to get the money. Now, this is season 1 Kenny, the one that's always in this type bind, and he thinks that he's going to get whatever he needs to get. Just like he was trying to get people to sponsor, and it didn't really happen. So I could already see that Kenny and Princess are not going to make it much longer. Okay, so Lisa, she discovers that when she was doing the job for Black, that she sent the packages to her home instead of where it was supposed to be. So she calls Black and tells him what's going on. He goes off and says, you know what, meet me right now, because this is really, he's really pissed at this moment, and this really just sets things back. And Lisa was like, where? And he hangs up. Drew comes over and he's ready to pick up his phone. He's asking, you know, can I move these packages? And she said, no, I got it. Drew ends up getting a text from this girl, but he said, nah, we good over here. I ain't getting caught up in all this good stuff. So let's see. Aisha in Rome. Aisha and Rome, they go around some of Rome's family and friends and all that good stuff. And everyone's like really vibing to Aisha at first. And then someone asked, aren't you that girl from IG with this other man? And she said, yes, but that's just a brand deal type couple thing. And they think it's so weird. Aisha goes to wherever she's going to go, and they just start grilling Rome. Like, I don't think you should really be with her. That's just kind of weird. We're not used to that type of way of being, So I think you should drop her. And Rome said, I can handle it, whatever, on my own. You just focus on this. I think they were having like a card game or something. So Aisha comes back, and then Aisha said, because she's seeing that there's a discomfort on Rome, like, are you straight? And Rome says he is. So Black talks with Lisa on the phone, and he says, don't try me again. I guess they got all the packages situated, or Drew will know where you really was last year. It's like, Drew's gonna know where you were last year, or your ex is gonna know where you were last year. Is that the ex Drew or the ex singer? I forgot his name right now, but remember last season? So I'm a little confused on that. And then he says, Black says to her, you didn't even try to get his input on this. What in the world? Like, how does this guy know every little detail and secret about this crew? Like, it's really creepy that this dude got all this stuff. Like, I didn't know that there was any type of secret towards Drew's family. I thought he was a more well-to-do type of dude. That let him go to, I think it was a HBCU school. He was a part of a fraternity and all that. He got caught up. I just thought he was just a privileged dude, in my opinion, but whatever. The story's heating up. Will, you are trash. Kenny and Princess, y'all just might as well call it quits. Princess is about to drop you, and Kenny, you're not going to be able to hold up your end of the bargain as her manager or whatever you're trying to be towards her, because no. Just get back with Jackie. You guys really, it was very sweet and sentimental as you guys were walking. You could tell that they are not just old lovers, but they're friends, and Jackie needs a friend right now. So, Drew, I think you're trying to do better. I do. I just don't know how you're going to be after you get back in a relationship, because a lot of men will just try to, it's a competition type of thing. I know I can get her back. But then as soon as she comes back, then you start acting a fool again. So hopefully it's true. If Lisa lets you back in her life. But Lisa, if you're going through all of this crap just to prove that this guy is not a cheater or is, let him go. This is just crazy to me. Like, you let all these people influence you. At the same time as you're getting a backbone towards Drew, you need to get a backbone towards life and the people that you surround yourself with. Can't nobody just keep coming in your life just saying whatever. Sorry. Like, that's just crazy. And then you just go along with it. They can easily influence you to do something else. You need to be that girl. Stand up. That's all I do have. Y'all give me your comments below. Again, I do apologize for the shadows and all this crap that's going on here. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video and subscribe if you are not subscribed. I have all the details of where you can find the Tough Love series. It's in my description. And let's get to getting these views up over on that channel. And if you would not mind, do that over here too. Also, okay? And I will see you on next week. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone that does honor it or observe it. And until then, peace.